Hello Year 3 and welcome to your next humanities lesson. Today we're going to be learning about a key event that happened at the start of the war, the Blackout. But before I talk about the Blackout, I'm just going to go through some key dates or key figures that I have mentioned in our other lessons so far. Now you may want to pause the video now to see if you can answer these two questions, but if not, carry on listening and let's see if you know these answers. Now, the 3rd of September 1939. I'm sure if I asked you that in class now, I'd have lots of hands up telling me what they think happened on the 3rd of September 1939. Now, that was when Britain declared war on Germany. You would have watched or listened to the video that I put onto Edmodo last lesson where somebody was saying that Britain was at war with Germany. Now that person was the Prime Minister in 1939. And again, I wonder who can remember who the Prime Minister was in 1939 at the start of World War II. Now you could pause it for a second if you wanted to have a think. Again, I'm sure I'd have lots of hands up and people would be able to tell me that was Neville Chamberlain. Just some important dates and people to remember, things we've looked at so far. Today, we're going to discuss the Blackout. And just to start with, I'm just going to read the sheet that I have provided for this lesson, just those top two paragraphs. So listen carefully and you may want to follow on with the sheet. 2 days before war started, Britain was blacked out. During the blackout, everyone had to cover their windows with heavy curtains, paint, or cardboard once it went dark. Street lights were switched off or shielded. Car lights and traffic lights were fitted with covers to send the light downwards. The reason for the blackout was to limit any light that could have helped the Germans during their bombing raids. Unfortunately, there were many accidents in the home and on the roads due to the blackout. So the blackout was when people covered their windows so they didn't let any light out. They covered street lights, their car lights shone downwards because they did not want the German bombers, the German planes to be able to see lots of lights so they knew where to drop the bombs. Now, to remind people of this, there were lots and lots of posters created. You can see on the sheet today, I have 3 posters on here. The first one is telling people to wait for their eyes to adjust before they go outside or go careful when they're outside. The second one is just telling people to turn those lights out and remember to turn their lights out. And again, the third one is showing lots of houses with all of their lights out and one house in the middle with their lights still on and saying that they're a target. Again, reminding people to make sure they have their lights turned out. I have designed 2 of my own posters here today. I've written, walk slowly during the blackout, look out for other people. Just reminding people to be careful if they're walking outside because it's very dark and you don't want to bump into anybody and have any accidents. And my other poster, I've got some big eyes and I've written, be careful of cars in the road. It's harder to see the cars, so make sure you're very careful walking on the pavements and looking out for any cars that might be coming. Now that is actually your task for today. You're going to design your own blackout poster, your own poster. There are 3 on the sheet that might give you an idea. I've got 2 on the board. Just need to remind people to switch their lights off, look out for cars, be careful of other people. So just reminding people to be safe because it's dark. Now, when you do design your own poster on the back of the sheet, yours will probably be on a separate page. You can do it in this big box that I've provided. And try to use as much colour as possible. I haven't used any colour on mine, but I'm certain you can have lots of nice bubble writing, lots of colour to make it very eye-catching. Obviously, you want your poster to be seen by people so they take notice of it. If you do happen to finish your blackout poster, you can, if you are able to, go onto the computer and see if you can find any other examples of Blackout posters because there were lots and lots of posters created. So you might be able to find some other examples and stick those into your humanities book. If you are unable to print the activity today, that's fine. Just have a blank piece of paper and design your own Blackout poster. Now, I expect this will probably take everyone the whole lesson time if you really do take your time and try to use lots and lots of colour and make it very eye-catching. And hopefully there'll be lots of pluses available. Once you've done that, please do send it in to Mrs. Pitts, Mrs. Allen, or myself so we can have a look. As I said, I'm certain there'll be lots of pluses available. I really look forward to seeing them. Can't wait to see what you come up with. Thank you, Year 3.